Malc and Beans. Beep, 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 Beans. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Man, life is crazy. Life is fast. It moves fast. And sometimes it's the patience. Patience is like the hardest thing to deal with, right? You want the win. You want the goal. You want to finish college. You want to get the project done. You want to do all these things. And sometimes you're just so frustrated. I'm frustrated because you're like, man, it's taking so long. But that big breath I just took is why I go so deep on reminder to breathe and time to breathe. Think about in your life so many things that we get so worked up for, but also think of the positive side. You wake up in the morning, that breath of air, you're like, dude, I am alive. I have the ability to go. And that's such a crazy thing because like I said, time goes so fast. I mean, I feel like the other day, oh my gosh, the pandemic's here. And this whole world went into craziness and we had to kind of adjust and figure things out. Heck, for many reasons, but I went from California. Never thought I'd leave California, even though I love Texas and I've traveled all over, but ended up in Austin, Texas, which is beautiful. So loving it here, but time moves fast. Reminder to breathe. It's like, it reminds me of so many different things because there's reminder and there's time, right? The reminder is that life is ours. This window is ours to own. Like, they always say, no one can own your dreams but you. And even myself, sometimes I find myself, the brain kind of going through all these crazy thoughts and things that are just holding back the action of just embracing patience once again. But start the movement, start going after something. And also, moving from Cali to Texas or with my family or any big move, switching careers, switching lanes, it's scary, but normally I feel like for every closed door or every transitional door, that gate opens up. And when that gate opens up, it just is bringing out stuff in you. And sometimes I think it's the kid in me, there's that song, I think they got an AGT, America's Got Talent, Golden Buzzer. And she was like, when we were kids in the backyard playing astronauts and rock stars, it's dreaming big as a kid in us. And then she says, suddenly you're 18 and you kind of give up on your daydreams. And the world moves fast and suddenly you're old and you look back, man, in the end, I did. Man, that breath, that reminder to breathe we work hard for so much stuff, but sometimes are we just doing stuff or is there a real dedication to something? Even if it doesn't end up being like, our long-term goal, it's those little pieces that connect together that create this crazy ladder or this crazy bridge to the next phase. And then it's the perspective we gain that gives us so much more, not only ability to better understand ourselves, but then to be a grateful thread. And to me, that means everything that makes you you that's so damn special. And sometimes, man, I had a hard time in my life finding it. Like, I'm not just telling stories. All these words are just things that I'm trying to attach to that like help me walk through this life, because no one's saying it's easy and everyone gets cards that are dealt. And I mean, man, rest in peace to so many people I love so much. And it's just, it's heavy that so many, are gone, and we can't understand why. The reminder to breathe, though, is I always say, like, anyone that is not with us right now, I know they're looking down. I know they're smiling at their family, at their friends. And so much love and prayers to anyone going through hard times or that have been through that. I feel like the last, 5 to 8 years has been pretty rough. When I pray at night or in the mornings or throughout the day, I literally, my grandma, of course, and just so many others, are always in my, and the prayer list is so long that sometimes I feel bad if I don't think of everybody, just because I don't ever not think about them, but it's like in my prayers, it's always important to connect with them, and that's just my thing once again. But reminder to breathe is like to embrace the work, embrace what you've done. But man, those moments in time, those moments create the momentum. And they create these, not just memories, but they create these milestones of accomplishment, even though you can't see it. So as Malcolm Beans woke up this morning, I'm sitting there going, man, like when you guys see me pushing Mended, when you see me pushing A Grateful Thread, when you see me pushing Woven Within, Reminder to Breathe, I don't really care to push or sell a product. I care to try to make something so unique that it creates an impact, that it becomes part of our community. And as a community, we kind of push each other. And, stop judging, stop the negativity. Back to my motocross race thing. The motocross race thing to me was just like, everything is like an analogy. When you listen to a song, not an analogy, it's a feeling, right? Like a great song. It gives you the chills. You're like, it's my life. It's now or never. Had to go Bon Jovi, old school. But I mean, or, Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares. Whatever it is, songs are crazy, but songs are like events, like sports, like Super Bowls, like World Cup soccer, What's Up Messi. It's just, there's so much that we pull from. What we pull from is just finding this. The reason it resonates with us is because there's something special in each of us, right? Like my thirst for motorsports, I would say, it has led me to so many things in my career and my life, but literally it wasn't TV, it wasn't college. I see so many people out there with degrees and master's degrees, and dude, I just want to see you happy. Like you hear about the money and the wealth, but no completion in just the enjoyment of just being alive and that reminder to breathe. So my thing is two-part in 2024 is just, one is reminder to breathe, but two, man, it's time to breathe. I'm spitting right now. You can see it, man. Early mornings just got me. Look at these bags. It's like, man, look like I jumped in with a Gervonta Davis and got a 1-2. But respect Gervonta, solid homie, solid fighter. But time to breathe right now is like is it's almost this culmination of everything. And maybe you've waited on stuff. Maybe you haven't went after things. Maybe you've worked real hard to get somewhere. Maybe it's like the Supercross. Like I said, it's been 2 muddy races and everyone wanted to win and they had these expectations and it didn't totally work out, but you have to make the best of it. And sometimes the emotions stir up and sometimes all these things kind of come together, but that's life. When you start to make the choice to look at those things through a lens in your head, and like there's a lot of demons trying to work through our heads. Oh, I can't this, or my upbringing, or I've been dealt these cards, and it's no man. It's like, dude, my upbringing, my mom always was like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about it, like all of it because she feels bad. I'm a mom. Dude, every single thing that I saw and every single thing I went through, any of the friends that were awesome people but on drugs or going through hard times, or some of the craziness, I mean, dude, that's what helped guide me and teach me and open up the ability for me to build and to believe, even though a lot of people and it's sometimes people aren't going to believe in you. They're going to see what you see, and this whole time to breathe is look in the mirror. If you can't look in the mirror and just go, man, affirmations, positivity, this and that, not easy, not like everything's handed me, not the golden ticket, but I'm going to work for it. Everyone always says like these brands, like brands like Neff or Nixon or DC or Ethica or anything, or even now as in building Mended, everyone's like, oh man, it just happened. I'm all, no, you saw it when it just happened. It was a 10-year overnight success. What that means is almost losing everything, dedicating everything. Like, these people that put, their hearts into this business, people not believing in them, not liking the products that they made, adjusting the products, adjusting the fits, adjusting the tone, getting the right athlete. Then suddenly, boom, and everyone's like, oh man, it's here. Dude, that is like the example of life. These brands are kind of like, that's why I say like when I'm building Mended, you guys supporting me means the world because it's difficult. But time to breathe is like, man, how can I help you? How can you help me? But how can you know that you belong here? Know that this is your time. Know that, I believe you're calling, and there's so many things, but it's like whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, one, it's never too late. And two, when you truly accept and go for it and go, man, I have oxygen in my lungs. God has, filled my lungs full of opportunity to breathe. He's given me the seeds to make choices to go after stuff. You might end up taking a left when you should have taken a right, and it's a bumpy road, and car breaks, you have to jump a bridge and lose some wheels, and oh my gosh, and you're still here and you go, man, what? But if you didn't do that, when you get back on, it never would have kind of equipped you with tools and certain things you need to kind of jump to that next level. So reminder to breathe is the blessing of life. And I know there's so many cards, that people have been dealt. I have to give love to my cousin Kelly. We're the same age, and when she was younger at 16, she got diagnosed with cancer. She pushed through it, and the only time I got in fights at school was because people would make fun of my cuz. She didn't need me because she was tough, but she didn't have the hair, and obviously because of the chemo and stuff. But and she ended up going on to have multiple knee replacements, multiple hip replacements. She had a bachelor's degree, and they said you can't climb, even though she was the best for the position, you can't climb in this business because you don't have your master's. She went back and got her master's. A couple weeks later, they found a softball-sized tumor in her head, removed it, full Frankenstein staples in the back, and she's just like this. I'm like, man, power to the woman, power to the human, power to the gifts and the ability. She charges, and her energy, her perspective, her mind, and everything is like she's lived her fullest life and made the choice to. Like I said, it's easy to surrender. It's easy to give up. I've given up at times. Like, not necessarily you give up, but you're like, why is that doubt even in our head? We're capable of so much more. So I'm just saying, Malc and Beans is here spilling the depth of time to breathe, baby. This is our life. This is our moments. Embrace your family. Mended is becoming mended with aligning the things that are important in your life. That's why it relates to everybody. Everyone's like, what's your demographic? Who are you targeting this down? I'm like, dude, humans that want to switch and recognize that they are blessed. It's time to breathe, and they're going to make a choice to live their best life. So, as we jump into this week, please, dude, fire off any questions. I'm doing this just in the morning. You can, it's a little weird when you jump on these things and just run with it, but I'm doing it out of love. I'm doing it out of passion. I'm doing it because I went through a crazy life, and all these things gave me things that inside of me I know have helped heal me or continue to kind of help me thrive on the mend to become, the person I want to be, the dad I want to be, the husband I want to be, the businessman I want to be. But if you think you could be the problem, you probably are. Is just recognizing that and stop making excuses. My boy Kevion says, realize the lies we tell ourselves, and then recreate, because until we recreate it, like I said, there's nothing glamorous about, what I'm at. If you guys want to see more, when I say glamorous, I'm living in not downtown Austin, on the outskirts of the rolling green hills, full country after California Country Club, everything around you. I could surf, skate, snow, moto, all in a day, and had every luxury of every, massage place. And, heck, we went to a salt lounge there for healing. It looked like an igloo of all salt around it to help your respiratory and things like that when you're sick. And I mean, just the luxury of so many things there that aren't here. But man, I'm enjoying it so much because that reminder to breathe, because I wake up and I get to just laugh and have fun with my kid and not be pulled away. My big thing in 2024 also is that time to breathe is, instead of building a business that I have to squeeze my family into, is I'm building a family ecosystem, I'm building a family life that I want to live, and then fitting my work into it. Is it hard at times because maybe I'm making a little less or it's a little bit more challenging? 100%. But I'll tell you one thing, the patience, the reminder to breathe, but then the actions behind it literally have been so worth it. And I want to see everybody enjoy this. So if anything in here kind of resonates, I'm just spreading the love, throwing it out there. But it is time to breathe. There's greatness in every one of you. Whatever your challenges are, push through, make the choice, to kind of just open up, taking a deep breath really does help. Dang, oxygen in the lungs, time to breathe. I love you guys. This is Malc and Beans. Hopefully I spilled some love for your guys' way, and just can't wait to, I just can't wait to meet you in person. I'm a people person. Like, this camera thing's great, but man, blessings to the phone. Steve Jobs, rest in peace. But man, I love hugs. I'm a lover, and I want to see people win. So time to breathe. Let's go. Have a great day. Why one glove? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Peace.